Edugo live session on how to grow your online language business. And in this live series, we're going to talk with language teachers and language entrepreneurs who are part of Edugo's AI Brand Ambassador program. This is a live session dedicated to teachers who are planning or have already launched their online language business. In this session, my guest that I'm going to talk with is Kseniya, founder of Kseniya Feeds China. Uh, I'm going to be your host. My name is Giorgio Morochica, and I'm also the head of brand awareness at Edugo. And in this session, we're going to talk mainly on 3 points. On number one, on how to grow your social media channels, such as Instagram, and get students for a language business as a language teacher entrepreneur. And Ksenia is going to share a little bit about her experience. Then we are going to talk with Ksenia, what is it like to be a brand ambassador for Edugo and some of the benefits for the teacher in using the white label platform to create language courses for her students and to grow her online language business. So let me invite Ksenia to our live session. And here we are. Hello, Ksenia. How are you?
Hello. I'm fine. Thank you, Giorgio. How are you?
Great. So, just for people who maybe are going to watch later or who are joining maybe soon to this live session, let's start with maybe a little bit of introduction of yourself and also your language business, and tell a little bit more to us more about that.
Hello everyone. My name is Kseniya. I'm a Chinese teacher. I'm from Kazakhstan. I've been living in China for a long time, almost 8 years. I've been doing my bachelor and master here. My profession is actually to teach foreigners speak Chinese. I've been teaching foreigners Chinese for almost 3 years. And I really enjoy doing that, and I feel that this is something that I want to do my whole life, to be a Chinese teacher. Becoming better and better, and of course try to grow my business bigger and bigger. And so that's why I decided to join you guys, join Edugo, and try to launch my course on Chinese spoken language. Mm.
That's interesting. I've seen a little bit of what you are sharing. I also went to China as a student. I did my master degree over there. Obviously, I didn't end up obviously teaching Chinese. Were you planning since at the time when you went to China to teach Chinese, or have you thought that you are going to be a Chinese teacher? What was you like? Let's say was a planned thing, or was something that you kind of like realized forward in your journey being in China?
Yeah, I guess it's something that I realized while I was learning Chinese, because from the beginning, I went to China because it was close to Kazakhstan, and it wasn't such far away from home. And it wasn't actually, that time, it was so cheap to go to China. So I decided to go there. But in the process of learning Chinese, I just realized that, like, teaching language is really cool. And plus, like, more and more people started to learn Chinese to have business with China, or to come here to also to go to the universities. So there are lots of people who wants to learn Chinese. So that's what I realized, that's really a great idea.
So 3 years ago, you decided to kind of like go full in teaching Chinese to foreigners. Tell a little bit how this decision, and you also started. Was it the time that you started your own social media channels like Instagram? Tell us also a bit about that.
Oh, I started my Instagram just for fun. I didn't realize that at that time that it will bring me some students, and I just started to make some videos for fun with my husband, who is also Chinese. And just at some point, a lot of people started to follow me, to asking me about the lessons and groups. So at that time, I realized that, wow, growing your social media is actually really important. So yeah, I started to do a lot of content on Chinese vocabulary, or some kind of slang words, which are really which people are really interested in, because yeah, when you learn from the book, it's can be kind of boring, and when you come to a person who can explain to you some things from the real China, especially like me, that I'm living with a Chinese person, and I'm into this kind of Chinese social life. Yeah, and so that's why a lot of people started to get interested in my page. And yeah, I actually recently I started to grow much faster than I used to be, because yeah, I guess because I started to do some reels, and one of my reel went to recommended videos, and it was super simple, but it was on the kind of interesting topic: face recognition payment. Well, like in China, when we buy something, you don't need to take your wallet, you don't need to take your phone, you just need to scan your face, and you can pay the money. Yeah, and the word was pretty cool and interesting, so a lot of people started to like this video, and it went to recommended. So I grow about 600 people in 10 days.
Oh wow!
Mm.
So there was like a spike in terms of growth. Are you still like focusing now in terms of like the content you share on Reels right now? What is your focus in terms of which kind of content you are sharing, you're creating, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, I think in Instagram, a lot of students wrote to me before that if you do a post and if you do a video in the post, it's not very comfortable to study because you cannot stop it. But in Reels, you can stop it. So that's why I decided to put all my efforts into Reels,
Mhm.
and yeah, do Reels much more than the posts.
Yeah, definitely. Like being, let's say, uh, up, updating your strategy to what also the platform requires you or wants to, in order to kind of take advantage and leverage the platform changes, such as Instagram. They're doing a lot of changes, and reels are given a lot of priorities in terms of reach, views, and also in terms of getting followers and getting discovered. Because one of the things that why you should create content, obviously, because you want to get discovered, and then you start from there. People start to follow you, and then you start to build that kind of a relationship with your follower base. Was
Yeah.
yeah, and was having a social media, obviously it's a good asset for your language business. Was it Instagram the first one, or is the only one that you're focusing, or are you planning to go another? Because, and how did you choose Instagram? Because many teachers kind of like struggle, like I don't know where should I focus on, or maybe like many end up creating a lot of content on several social media platforms. Can you share a little bit more about your thought process in taking a decision? Why Instagram, and are you planning to go on other social media platforms?
Um, Instagram is something that everybody have. So yeah, I'm quite a busy teacher, so it's hard for me to find time to post something on Instagram or to communicate with my audience. I'm trying my best, but I think if I have myself into another social media, it will be totally, I need to have a helper to do that instead of me, because yeah, the time is really tense. But I have a Telegram, but this Telegram, not all of the foreigners, I mean, not the foreigners, the Russians have Telegram, but I don't know about people from America or Europe. I think that most of people still using WhatsApp. Mm, and
Mhm.
Telegram, yeah, I'm trying to do something on Telegram, but it's not growing that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another platforms, Facebook or anything else. I, to be honest, in my region, where I live, we don't use Facebook a lot because we have another platform. So Instagram is the best choice for me.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's more universal. Yeah, that's interesting. So when one of our previous company that was working was Edugo.ai, which is morphed in Edugo. But at the time, it's interesting. We're selling Chinese language services to foreigners in China, and our target was students. And the platform, let's say, the place, that distribution channel of our content to get discovered was Instagram. Once we realized that that's not the niche we want to focus on, and we changed niche. So instead of focusing on students learning Chinese to pass an HSK exam, we decided to focus on busy professionals. We also had to adapt the channel. So instead of on Instagram, we started to focus on LinkedIn, because that was where most of these professionals were more active and more engaging with us as well. So we decided to build a community on that specific channel. So switch from not only the niche, but also we had to change the channel as well. So for many teachers also, it's about experimenting and finding where is your, let's say, the people that you want to target, where you want to teach, where they are most active digitally speaking, which is the platform, and then focus on that one platform until you build a process that enables you to create content easily and save you time. And don't spread too wide, too thin, as you mentioned, because you're a solo teacher, you don't have much time. Already one platform is a lot of work, but doing a multiple platform, at least at the beginning, it's a lot of time consuming, isn't it?
Yeah, until you have a helper who will manage all of this stuff, maybe.
Right. Okay, so obviously you're focusing on growing your audience on Instagram, and you are doing a great job leveraging Reels, especially now, given also the algorithm changes. Is there any other tip would you like to give to teachers when it comes to choosing Instagram as a platform to grow an audience for their language business? You may think of
Yeah,
them.
I think that's a good choice. But if you want to create a nice page with good things on it, you really need to pay attention to the content, to the videos or post quality, to the sound quality. Because I see a lot of pages that have great content, but they don't have great, how do you say, for example, video quality or sound quality, and people don't want to watch it at all. So you need to put um, a lot of attention into the technical part, and this is how actually I think the videos can go to the recommended videos. So videos with low quality will never go there. Yeah, and well, Instagram is a nice place. From Instagram, people actually go to your another websites, because like on the bio you can put a lot of links. Yeah, and as I said, Instagram, I think everybody have Instagram, so yeah, that's a nice choice. Just pay attention to your content and technical part.
Yeah, obviously details such as videos are blurred, or maybe were vertical videos. I've seen teachers who posting reels, but instead of vertical, they were like horizontal videos.
Yeah.
And Instagram doesn't like that, so they prefer like the videos to be vertical, and
Mhm.
that's why they didn't get like some teacher. I remember they asking, why don't I post reels, but I don't get any traction. They don't, get views. And I looked a little bit at their reels, and they were like all horizontal videos. They are not all full screen. And that was the first mistake. And I told to the teacher who asked me this, you need to fix the format of the video. So instead of like being horizontal, it has to be vertical video.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. So from getting discovered, building an audience on social media, the next step is obviously it's how do you build that further that trust with your followers, and how do you monetize that community? And I guess that's where kind of like we reached out to you and being part of this brand ambassador program. Would you like to share for who is listening, for teachers, what is this program about? So that and why do you join as well?
Why did I join? I think is that because for that time I didn't consider launching a course. Yeah, I'm usually one-to-one teacher where I have small groups, but I never consider having a wider audience. And at that time, Georgia just reached to me. So yeah, he asked if I want to share, if I want to join this program, and I thought, why not? Something new for me, something cool to do, and yeah, I become a brand ambassador for Edugo, and I would like to say that the being a brand ambassador is great experience for me because the platform is absolutely cool. I love it. It helps you to save a lot of time because they have artificial intelligence which help you to do a lot of like language filtering faster, especially with Chinese, because we have characters and we have pinyin, and it's very hard to to have this pinyin above the characters on some sites. So maybe some lower levels will not be able to study Chinese if there is no pinyin. But in Edugo platform, there is such a function that I really appreciate. That is really important for practicing pronunciation. Also, there are lots of templates that you can use, and you can use your imagination, creativity, and you can make a lot of cool exercises and train all of your skills: reading, listening, writing, grammar, speaking. All of them can be trained on this platform. And also, recently, guys launched this function that is called Classroom, where you can study in a like groups together. You can see each other progress. You can see who is on the first place, who is on the second place,
Right.
motivate each other. Yeah, and that is really cool. Georgia, it's called cohort course, right? Cohort
Yes, cohort. Yes, cohort
course.
course.
Yeah, it's a very cool thing. I think not all like lots of platforms have this opportunity. Yeah. So as I said, it's platform makes creating course faster, easier, and much more effective.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I've been also a student of Chinese when I was living in Shanghai, and especially at the beginning, you need to have the pinyin, which helps you to understand the characters or how to pronounce the characters and the words and so on and so forth. Without
Mhm.
it, I would have been lost. Obviously, the pinyin is the what is called the Romanization, Latinization of the Chinese language, right?
Yes. Yes, that is really important, even for people of higher levels.
Right. And as you mentioned, like most teachers find themselves into realizing at some point, they want to transition from, they want at least part of their business to transition from selling your time where you do live session all the time with your students to kind of like monetizing their knowledge of their community. So to do that, obviously, first, before you monetize your knowledge, you have to kind of like put in a place your knowledge. So in a package, in a course, package your knowledge in a language course, and I've seen this kind of like happening now more and more often. And as I mentioned, the cohort course itself, the classroom feature, allows you not only to create lesson content for your students, but also to integrate it with live session, so you can mix asynchronous and synchronous part of teaching students in a group, in a cohort, or obviously they can do it themselves in case they miss the live session and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's true. That's the kind of the direction like language teaching also it's going, especially if you want to grow your language business and monetize your audience to going beside beyond the one-to-one teaching. Last question, maybe if there is no Q&A. So if there is any Q&A, if anyone wants to ask, please do ask. Uh, Curious to know, what would you change if you had to start your own language business from scratch? Is there anything that you'll do differently?
Um, um, yeah, I guess I will think about launching the course earlier. Because yeah, launching a course, saving your time like 100%. And of course you can grow your business much faster through the course because you can enroll students from all over the world, speakers of all the language, because you're like connected together with one language like Chinese. And of course having like individual sessions, live sessions, is kind of tiring. And of course when you have a course, when you have a group, you obviously can have much more income. Mm. So I would change this point. I would start thinking about course earlier.
Earlier. Great. So if you're a language teacher, what? Thank you, Ksenia. If you're a language teacher and you're watching this live session, maybe the recording, I just want to small announcement. We actually launched a program, like a 15 days accelerator program. It's for free, and the idea is to help language teacher to transition from selling uh, their time to monetize their teaching knowledge, language teaching knowledge, and grow their online language business. uh, what will you be able to achieve by the end of this program? By enrolling in, you'll have your first language course published. You'll get your first students enrolled in the course, and what's most important, you'll learn a system that will enable you to generate revenues and grow your language business. If you want more information, you can go on our website. I'll put the link in the description. At Edugo.ai. And Ksenia, any closing thoughts before we wrap it up?
Um, do not hesitate. Join Edugo. Write to Giorgio. Find Giorgio.
You can
Ask him
actually,
all the details, and have a nice experience of teaching Chinese or any other language to more people. Share your knowledge with more people, and to have your income growing and growing further and further.
as your language business. Thank you, Ksenia, very much for this session. Thank you for sharing your experience. And I look forward to the next one. Thank you.
Okay, see you. Bye bye.